That's why everybody be laughing right before our shows because I'm always, I'll take you there. Anyway, what's good, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Giselle, and I have here the wonderful, fabulous supermom of three, Miss Erica Renee, and she is the founder of an awesome movement called Hike to Heal. So, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, we have a queen here, and you got the stage.
I first just want to thank you for, even giving me this opportunity to talk about something I am so passionate about. Hike to Heal, what can I say? My inspiration for Hike to Heal was more so navigating mental health
Right.
in a holistic way. I definitely will suffer from depression, seek the help they need. But sometimes there are other things that we can do in the midst of seeing a professional, like get outside.
Right.
And I noticed for myself that being in nature was just so healing for me, so therapeutic, and it was something that I wanted to share with others. So Hike to Heal is exactly what it says. I noticed that through hiking, I've been healing, being in nature, looking at what God has created, finding so many things to be grateful for, to have gratitude, just to see things bigger than you and really be humble. So that's really what Hike to Heal is about. It's just being in nature and just being one with nature, being one with God, and just healing in the process.
Oh, that is so awesome. Like, seriously, I've seen you so many days on my YouTube, on my Facebook feed. You're in all of these places and you have your children with you. I remember
Yeah,
when my children were that younger, I was like, look, I'm just gonna, because you're a twin mom, you're a mom of twins, so you know what it feels like. I'm a mom of twins, and it's real. It is so real for us. And thank goodness for the village that's
yeah,
around and helps us along the way. But you have your babies out there, and I notice how in touch with the earth they are. It's like so natural for them to walk so many long distances. They don't even get disgruntled or anything like that. They just kind of like go with the flow. That's so dope to me because most kids, they're like, are we there yet? I'm ready to get out of here.
I think the thing with technology with these new age children, unlike us, like back in the day, like when our grandparents had us, we were outside for
Mhm.
hours. And a lot of kids, they have the technology, which is beautiful, but they're missing what outdoor has to offer. Outdoor teaches us to be quiet, to meditate, to listen to the birds. In order to listen to the birds, you got to be a little bit, you can't talk so loud. So I find even with my kids being outside, it's an opportunity for me to teach. They're only 2, but I'm listening to the little words. And my daughter the other day was hugging the tree, and that made me feel like,
Okay, posted that. I saw that. It was too
oh.
cute.
So it's things like that. I'm just noticing wow, if they're already in touch at such a young age, I just wonder how they're going to be when they get older. So it makes me excited.
Absolutely. And we know that being in nature, it grounds us. Like a lot of people don't know about the grounding effect of who you are. It helps with you being balanced, even health wise. If you know, well, it's believed that if you walk in a certain area of the earth, they always say that the earth will provide that medicine for every person in that specific demographic or in that area, right? And the reason why is because most of the time we walk on the ground with our bare feet. So what would happen is your feet would send signals to the earth to let you know what was needed, and the earth would produce what you needed. So the earth would provide you with the certain foods in that particular area for the people that were there. So a lot of
I
people don't even realize that.
I 100% agree, and it is so evident and clear to me that that's what it is. And I just want, honestly, my goal with Hike to Heal is to get accessibility to those that don't know what nature has to offer. That is my biggest goal. Target audience would be the youth. I'm happy to see the basketball courts and the football fields and the swing sets. But our youth, especially African American children, they need to know this is where we were, outside in nature, our ancestors. We are planters. We like to garden. We, have farms. And it's just time for us to reconnect to what we once loved and to teach our children why it's so important to be in nature.
Oh, I agree. And again, the things that the earth provides to us naturally, just certain things just come natural. So that's to everyone else. If you can, get out to the woods or get out to your backyard with your kids and let them just run around without their shoes on. I know I used to do that when my kids were younger. They would just run around and do stuff like that. But definitely keep them like in tune with nature and everything. But now just tell us more about you. So we got the hike. Now, what pushed you to create this movement, this Hike to Heal movement? Because it is a movement. Hundreds of people started hiking after you started getting like your groups of friends together, and they started hiking. Then they started going into their own directions, and they're getting teams together hiking. So, like, let's see where that passion came from. Like, what started?
So I would probably say as a young child, if I go back to back with my grandfather, he would take us to do things that I never thought young Black kids would do, like golf and tennis. And he always wanted to expose us to something different. So I've always liked to be outside. So as an adult, I wanted to get back into it. And I remember hiking with my girlfriend, Nika, shout out to Nika.
Right.
And we on one hike, and we just so happened to invite some friends, and it turned into a hike of 20. And we're like, yo, maybe we should do this again. So then we did another hike, and then it just became a monthly thing, and we created Team Stay Active. So that was our baby. It's still our baby. Nika's then she's now moved to Texas.
Right.
Kind of made me think okay, do I want to move forward with Team Stay Active, or do I really want to pursue my dreams? And Team Stay Active will always be my baby, but Hike to Heal is what I feel like I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to help our young people through trauma, teach them in a holistic way of what it means to meditate, what it means to center themselves. They see and feel a lot. And I want to be a vessel in any form of fashion to make sure that our young people are not stuck, that
Right.
they are ability to see something different outside of what they see every day. So that's why I started it. It's I honestly, I wake up every day and think about it, and I've decided to get out of my way this year and just pursue it further.
That's passion. That's also passion and purpose. So right now, that's my thing with our page, with our podcast. This is all about living on purpose. My motivation was I started listening to all of these negative stereotypes. I just got tired of hearing it. I'm like, I have 3 kids, and I'll be darned if they're going to grow up and they're going to be just assimilate into this and then be abused by this same system. And in a positive way, this movement, I'm trying to make it revolutionary. Get people in touch with movements that already exist, or maybe listen to a conversation that can help them heal, or get them in contact with people that can help them heal. But overall, the goal is to pretty much help to lift up our entire group. We don't have bootstraps, but that's so cool. Okay, because we're creators anyway by nature. So we're going to lift up our own bootstraps.
Yes.
We're going to create our own bootstraps, then we're going to lift them up. Then everybody else, you guys can assimilate. But the good thing is we never really fit. I've never been one to fit into a box or even into a group. I don't do that. So I always I'm always going to be me, and I'm always going to do things this way. But I feel like with us just pulling each other together and using the resources that we naturally have, I really believe that we are going to change the tone. 2053, that whole goal of having us at zero wealth, because that's what they're predicting per articles that came out back in 2017. And after COVID, with all of the job loss and the businesses that were lost, the Black community is believed to reach zero wealth as a unit long before 2053. It probably cut off about 20 years. So we're talking about in our children adult life, we're passing them zero wealth. It's not going to happen on my watch.
I should say, like, the thing with, I think with me and a lot of people in my circle, and I guess that's what happens when it's in your circle, because much
Right.
like yourself, like, I just refuse to accept,
Right.
I like let that sit in, and I refuse the narrative for me and mine,
And,
so around me, I do see a lot of entrepreneurs. I also do see a lot of great 9 to 5 in leadership
right.
folks that making sure that, okay, if I'm at the table, you make sure you bring somebody else at the table with you,
I
so
love-
whatever you're doing, it has to be impactful to your community. And
right.
that's what we're here for, when it's time to earth, make sure your cup is empty. And that's really what I'm for. We can't be here to be selfish. We have to be selfless and
Yep.
make sure that for every life that we can touch, that we touch it in a meaningful way.
Absolutely. And that's that creation. That's that we don't settle. We don't settle. Sorry for the helicopters in the background. But yeah, we just don't settle. That's not in our nature. We're about to change the narrative. And that's why I was like, this year is our year of positivity and just creation and greatness and walking on purpose, living on purpose,
Yes.
and loving yourself. That was so much that I noticed. I listen to conversations and I see a lot of people, and I even went through like I guess you could say low self-esteem at a certain point. But then I was just like, bump it. I don't care. Like, if you don't like me, have at it. You can go do your own thing. But I found my own peace with my own self. And you don't need anybody else to dictate that. But now one thing that we was discussing a little bit earlier before we came on. So what would you like for everyone to
Man.
like? What can we do to contribute to your movement? And like, what's your goals with this for this year? We can start specifically for this year.
So COVID, I would say, I don't want to give it too much credit. I initially wanted to say it messed up some things, like I was hoping to connect with some schools, um, mainly in Baltimore City, and reach to the guidance counselors, come up with field trips to get these kids,
Right.
like instead of them taking them to the same old place you always take them to, let's take them to, let's just say, Falls Park. And we go on the park and we go on a trail. Hiking is a team building activity, and it's also a lot of mental stress.
Right.
So that kind of threw me off, but I'm going to focus on that for 2022, is to reconnect with some schools. So if you're a counselor, if you're a principal, if you're a teacher, holler at your girl. I'm interested in working with you guys. My goal this year, I would just like to see adults and children outside. If you're going to go outside this year, hashtag hike to heal. I'm going to put your name in a drawing, and I'm willing to buy you some hiking boots, hiking gear, something to get you active. I don't want to
Right.
hear the narrative of Black folks being unhealthy.
Right. Absolutely.
Let's
I'm on
end.
my journey this year. Happy. Heavy.
It's all a journey, and it's a one day at a time, and we fall off and we get back on and we try again. That this is what this
Absolutely.
life is about.
All right,
So
into a little ice cream. Then you get back
yeah,
up again.
yes, I want to
Again.
wellness. Not just a physical sense, but also because you have to be strong enough to get through this journey to make it to the
Right.
next chapter. So do me a favor, go outside, bring a friend, take your grandmother for a walk, take your young kids, get off the television, get off the couch, and just really enjoy the beauty of nature. Find something to be for, take pictures, hashtag hike to heal, tag me. And like I said, I'm willing to donate and buy some hiking boots or hiking gear, whether it's a backpack, some snacks, something. So that's my contribution to whatever you guys are willing to do.
I love it. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna highlight you after this. You just gave me a vision. So I gotta kind of push that vision out naturally. And I'm excited about this. But what she's saying is she's doing a raffle. And you will get your first pair of hiking boots if you don't have any from her, courtesy of her organization, which is completely in motion and ready to change this world. And we're taking the world by storm. That's just how we're going to do this. Now, is there anything that you want to leave your listeners with, or like leave anyone who listens to this podcast today?
I guess if I could tell anyone, it's okay to do it afraid. You know, whatever your dream is, whatever your vision is, whatever you're thinking that you want to do, it's okay to do it afraid. You know, I was battling whether or not I could do it. I didn't have the resources. You know, I didn't have the income to start it. But whatever God has placed in your heart to do it, that is enough. You know, so it's okay to be afraid. You know, it's okay to do it trembling. It's okay to not have support. You know, and for it to not be a finished product, it's okay to just try. So if you're out there and you have an idea, if you know it's going to impact someone else, even if it's just one person,
Right.
that is enough to do it.
Right. I agree. It's all about getting started. Just get started. And
Yes.
then even little baby steps, 2, 3 goals a day will get you to your goal eventually. But you just
Yes.
gotta get started. And my
Yes.
son said something that my grandfather he wrote in his high school yearbook. It was do it and forget it, then you'll never forget to do it.
Wow.
And he's been doing that, like he's living by that whole phrase after, learning about what it meant. And then just start walking on purpose, and you're gonna fall. Be okay with falling. I'm
Yes.
promising you. I've fallen head first in so many ventures. I'm like, here we go again. Let me just give me some knee pads this time.
Part of the story, your falling is a part of the story. That's what I'm learning.
Yes,
Like nothing trips me up anymore because I'm just
climax.
like, all right, it's about to be used for something else.
Yes, it's the climax of your story. And
Yes.
all stories have to have a climax. If it was all great, it'd be so boring. Who wants to see just greatness all day? It never happens that way. It never happens that way. So, with that said, everybody, thank you for tuning in today. And again, as always, stay safe. We love you. Live on purpose. And until next time,